Hello, Hamish here from mortgagesonline.co.nz. What's next? Is there going to be a boom in property prices at some point? That's what I'm going to kind of try and demystify at the end of this, but let's just look at where we are now. Okay, so the REINZ stats, if we dig into that, it does feel like things are stabilizing a bit, especially in Auckland, when we compare May to April. Okay, obviously, if we compare May this year to last year, it's not a pretty picture if you're a home seller, but it definitely feels like Auckland has a bit of maybe an uptick. If we dig deeper into Auckland, certain areas which are probably more rental areas are probably feeling the effects more, with investors still not being overly, not finding it pretty or nice to get in because obviously tax changes and things like that. And if people are buying homes, there is actually quite a few smaller homes in smaller sites, comparatively probably in smaller prices compared to the homes in Auckland that are more established. I wonder if that skews the numbers a bit and hides any kind of real what's going on underneath. So anecdotally, if we think about nice properties, well presented, it does feel like there's a lot of interest out there in the market. But what about lending? So lending does seem to have grown a little bit, but really, I mean, a lot of that is being done. If we look deeper in, the story is really, as a percentage, the first home buyers are what's out in force, and we haven't fully seen the new home buyers that are probably going to be introduced now with the Reserve Bank opening its doors a little bit more, right? Which has only just happened this month. So this is just the start of it, I think, for first home buyers. Of course, other owner occupiers, they probably need to sell to a first home buyer first before they can trade up. So I think that will come maybe later. But I guess the key thing is, will there be a boom like before? Well, let's have a look at some other things. So servicing costs in terms, and interest rates have gone up, and it's painful. Okay, let me just agree with you there. Obviously, we are counselling our clients on a regular basis on the pain there. But look, stats are from RBNZ. It does feel like, it does seem that household debt servicing as a percentage of disposable income is actually below the long-term trend. Surprisingly, if you look at this graph, it does feel like obviously the last wee while it has been only ticking up. However, this is an interesting picture because a lot of my clients are actually fixing shorter term on the hopes that interest rates are going to change quickly. The 3 to 5 year fixed terms, the longer ones, those interest rates seems to have stabilized, right? And they're running a lot lower than the 1 and 2 year rate. Although I think some people are by choice picking a higher interest rate so that they have a shorter term to be able to possibly benefit from rate decreases. Is it going to happen? I'm not sure. But what of the housing market? Are we going to see a big boom like before? When previously you've seen kind of lulls on the housing market and then a bit of an uptick. I don't know, because on the horizon we have a few things. We do have maybe possibly a change in government may mean that deductibility rules for investors change and makes it nicer for investors to buy existing homes. That could happen. In saying that, though, on the horizon is also things like debt-to-income ratios from the Reserve Bank next year, which might actually shave off any kind of really real enthusiastic push into the housing market, I'm guessing. So, look, it's just a guess at this stage, but my feeling is that unless interest rates change dramatically in a nicer angle, and even then with debt to income ratios, I don't know if there will be such a quick uptick like before in previous years for existing homes. New builds, of course, now with debt to income ratios next year as well, they are actually exempting new builds as well. That's what it's looking like at the moment, the framework of it. So yep, look, that could be a whole new concept, a whole new mindset for home buyers now, investors in the future, getting more accustomed to smaller land sizes and maybe looking at newer builds just so that, maybe that's the only thing the banks will lend to them for to get around debt to income ratios because there's an exemption. So look, hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully that has been insightful. Yeah,